When I was younger, I used to sit inside all the time playing World of Warcraft. Well, I was watching anime all the time and eating lots of candy and lots of pizza and everything. I was getting very fat, 170 kilos, I think was the point. And it didn't sit with me so good. I felt like there was no adventure in the world. I was feeling like life had nothing to offer, because everything was better in the computer screen and the real life was not so good. And then I quit my job. I gave away everything I owned and I moved out to a tent in the forest. And I remember when I was in the tent in the forest, first week, I sat down by a tree and I started meditating. I heard you could meditate and I was gonna try it out. And I felt like I wanted to meditate on my anger, because I could be angry back then very much. And when I sat down and meditated on my anger, there was anger boiling inside of me. And I saw the anger and I was thinking, the anger wasn't there. And then I wanted to work on the anger, so I had to create the anger to be able to work on it. And I saw how much power I had over my emotions, and I was just letting it control me. So I started hallucinating. I was completely sober at this point. I've been unsober a few times, but this time I was sober. And I see this screen inside of me, in front of me. Well, it was inside of me too, but I saw it in front of me. There was a screen, and in the top of the screen was my name, Daniel. And the screen had these spirals that was named emotions and like words, like some screens told me that I was an angry person. Spirals. Some spirals told me, they told me everything about Daniel. And I was thinking, this is the program that I created in this vessel that I am. And it just went up to me that I don't need to create this many flaws on Daniel. I mean, Daniel is always going to be a flawed because you can't be perfect living in the dimension of time. But I didn't like the program, so I thought I'll just delete it. So I deleted it. I deleted everything, like everything I want, everything I am, not am, because am is something else, but everything that I tell myself every morning to create the program just disappeared. And I felt this feeling of I had been looking for the beauty in the world, looking for something, get this mindset of being enlightened. And I had been thinking about it a lot back then. And I just realized this thing, that if you hold a rock and you wait for the beauty of the rock to show itself, it's not going to become anything else. It's not like the rock is going to shine because I see the beauty of the rock. The world is not going to look different because I switch to see the beauty of the world. And it's accepting that the world is gonna be the same that makes the world beautiful, and that's what makes you see the beauty in it. There's no more beauty than what you see, and that's everything you need to see the beauty. And I had this total acceptance to everything. And for 3 days I was walking around in the forest. Sometimes I went into the city and I was just completely bliss, seeing the world for what it is and not having any doubt that this is enlightenment. And then I was talking to a friend and I told him this thing that I had broken through the program and I had killed my ego. And then he asked me something. He asked, what do you want to do with this now? You know, what do you want to do with this revelation that you had? And I started thinking, yeah, what do I want to do with this? And I started thinking, enlightenment is for babies. Enlightenment is what I've been before I was born. It's what I'm gonna be after I'm dead. And now we have this magical thing called life. And I don't know, I don't want to be enlightened like that in life, because enlightenment has no purpose. Enlightenment is beautiful, it's magical, it's amazing, but it has no purpose other than being enlightened. And we created this world to be in movement, to be something other than enlightened, to have problems, to be in a state of movement and purpose. And there is no purpose when everything is perfect, because you have nowhere to go if you're already there. So I thought, I want to create Daniel again. But I want to create Daniel like I want to create Daniel. And I started to do meditations to create Daniel again. But it was very hard because, you know, you don't give a shit about anything. I don't give a shit about anything. How can I create something to give a shit about? How can I make like I have to force myself to care about creating the program, and I didn't give a damn about creating the program, and I needed something to push me to make the program self-sufficient, because it's like thinking about breeding. If you think about breeding, it's very hard to breed, because if you can't breed without thinking, yeah, I needed the program to be self-sufficient, so I needed to create a program that I could trust. And then I was thinking about, well, I was going to different temples or whatever back then, and just for the food and for the company, I like to talk to people. And I was in a Hare Krishna temple, and the guy, the Brahman, or what they called, he was talking about the moving forces in the universe, and I thought, well, this is what I need to hear about right now, because I'm in stillness and I need to be in movement again. And he said one of the moving forces is love, and I was thinking, of course, that's how it is, because God is nothing. God is not love. Enlightenment is not love. Well, it is, but it's purer than love. But the first step that God takes into this realm, this movement, the first movement from divinity to materia is taken with love. And that's what makes God interested in the game that we play. So I thought, well, that's the step I need to take. So I need to take the step by being in love with the program that I create. So I started to just pop off spirals in my head. I started to focus on spirals that made me feel love for the spirals, and I created Daniel with all the love of the creator. That is me. I create Daniel, and that's how I did it. And anytime I lose part of myself or whatever, like every time the program gets, because it's gonna happen, it always happens. You can't be perfect always if you want to be in movement, because movement is gonna go into imperfection sometimes, and it's nice to be imperfect, because if you're not imperfect, you have nothing to strive for, you know. That's what I do when I write songs. I have this focus in my mind that I want to create the perfect song. I want there to be no blockage from spirit to voice. I want the song to explain exactly what I believe in the deepest part of my soul, and it's gonna be perfect. The song that I want to create is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be the most amazing thing in the universe. I don't know if I ever want to find the song, because when I find the song, I don't have a purpose of creating a song, because then I've created the perfection that I want to create. I think it's possible. Well, I'm probably gonna have even more more of a want to create something, but I think we should always strive for perfection, knowing that we can never be there, because if we're there, well, we can be there, but who wants to be there? We're gonna be there when we're dead, so there's no reason to search for it when we're alive. And it's more fun to be imperfect, because if you're imperfect, you have a purpose to search for it. Not search for it, but strive for it, you know. That's freaking meaning of life. It's the beauty of life, is that we're not perfect. I used to have a problem with the Christians saying that nobody's perfect. Everybody's sinful. I mean, my father said it to me when we were talking about sin, and he said that a sin is not, it's not something bad. Well, it is something bad, but not in the sense that you're a bad person because you're sinning, because everybody's sinning. And a sin is just, well, it's a shame that you are doing it. In Swedish, sin and shame, not shame, how to say it? Synda. Sin. Yeah, it's a shame, it's a sin. It's the same word in Swedish, so it fits more in Swedish when you say the thing in Swedish. But it's like saying nobody's perfect except for the spirit, the God. And if you think that somebody's perfect and you listen to what they say really amazing things, and one day they're not gonna be perfect, because nobody's perfect all the time, and they're gonna say something imperfect, and you're gonna follow it like it's perfect, and then you're gonna follow an imperfect expression of a beautiful being. I don't like to judge people for making mistakes and saying things that are stupid sometimes, because if you can't be stupid sometimes, what kind of a life are you living, you know? It's such a cage you put yourself in if you wanna be perfect all the time. You're not gonna be able to be stupid. That's fucking insane to me. I love being stupid. Sometimes I just say, I mean, I do it often that I say whatever comes to my mind and hopeful that it's gonna be stupid. Because if you want people to see you as smart, it's nothing special when you're smart. If people see you as stupid and you say something smart, it's like, yeah, that's the use that you get when it's something special then, you know, and you don't have to work on it. And when you don't have to work on being smart, you're gonna be wise. I think smart people are too smart to be wise. Sometimes they're wise too, you know. There's no difference between smart and stupid people, but all kinds of people. Some people know how to let go of the mind, smart things, and they can be wise. I don't think you can read yourself to be wise. I think that if you learn wisdom, it's because you get reminded of your own wisdom. If somebody tells you something that makes you understand that this is who you really are, because I think that everyone naturally is wise, but there's so much desire and so much fooling by what some people call the ego, some people call the devil, something like that. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it now, because I'm done talking. Thank you for listening. If you got this far, it's amazing. You're a wise man to listen to the entire shit that I'm sprouting, shitting. And if you got this far, I love you. No homo. Okay? Unless if you're a girl, then it's very homo. Oh, yeah. See you.